Hello and welcome to the WholeHearted Living podcast with your host Debs Thorpe. And in today's episode we are going to dive into the two different minds that we can tap into that really make a big difference on our journey to this wholehearted life and our authentic self. So let's get started. So in today's episode, I really want to introduce you to a concept that can really help you to navigate your internal world, especially when it comes to us making changes. Okay, so there's various different words that I will use to explain this. For the sake of today's episode, we are going to refer to what we call our human self, our human mind, which refers to our very primal self. Okay, it's almost like that very mammal brain that we share with every other mammal in the world that doesn't have access to these higher faculties that we have developed as human beings. Things like intuition, imagination, our ability to think about the thoughts that we're thinking, the fact that we can go into third person, like all of these higher faculties. Okay, so I want you to just imagine that your mind, your brain is made up of like this very primal human brain and then this higher brain, higher mind. And those two can work really effectively together sometimes and in direct opposition at others. So I just want to introduce you to this concept today because learning about these and navigating these really, really helps you when we talk about change and what comes up when you're basically following this call for authentic living and this wholehearted life. Because your primal human brain is primarily concerned with survival. Now, our survival system is as ancient as we are. It's the thing that we have in common with every mammal. It's concerned with what it can experience through its senses in this current moment. Okay, it's assessing all the time, is that a threat? Is this safe? Is this predictable? Do I know this? So it's coming from a place of experience, and it's primarily concerned with things staying pretty much predictable and the same, because then it feels in control. Okay, it feels like everything's going to be okay because we can predict that and we know that, so all is good. The thing is, we can stay living like that. Many, many people do. There's nothing wrong with that. But it won't feel deeply fulfilling and satisfying to us because it's not concerned with us thriving. It's not concerned with our happiness, fulfillment, freedom, enjoyment, like depth of experiences in life. It's not concerned with any of that. It's concerned with keeping us alive. And so there are times when we absolutely have to listen to that system, right? We need it to kick in. If we're ever in a genuinely life-threatening situation, we come face on with a tiger or a lion, or we need that system to kick in and take over. In that moment, we don't need to be thinking about the philosophical greater purpose and meaning of what might be going on in that moment. We need that system to kick in. Okay, so it has a place, right? It's just not designed to be switched on all the time. And we have typically designed quite a life for ourselves where that system can be triggered repeatedly to the extent where we almost don't know how to turn it off, and we don't know how to manage it in a way that it's balanced alongside this higher mind, okay, that operates from a whole different agenda, okay. So when we talk about wanting to live in your fullness, wanting to connect with who you truly are, wanting to live a life that is full of amazing experiences whereby you're experiencing the real depth and breadth of what this human experience is, your human primal mind, brain, is not going to get you there. We have to tap into this higher mind, this higher self, because that's the seat of our imagination and creation and intuition and all of these amazing things, okay. It's always there as like this amazing guidance system, but it will inevitably at some point challenge our human primal brain, because it knows, and we know, that growth and expansion happens at the edge of our comfort zone. It happens beyond what we already know. And so the second we get to the edge, our primal human brain kicks in and goes, "Ow, like, stop. We don't know this. We don't know how to prep for this. This might be unsafe." Like, you know, it throws everything at you to keep you where you are, to keep you in the known and the safe. And, you know, it's once you get familiar with navigating, you know, the very human self and the higher self, you can really begin to have a lot of compassion for our human self, who is really freaking out in that moment, because, you know, it's only trying to protect us, okay. It might throw loads and loads of stuff at us mentally to keep us in this place. Doesn't mean they're true, like, it's just throwing all of this stuff at us to keep us where we are, because it's trying to protect us, it's trying to keep us safe and alive, and we can understand that. And so, you know, one of the core things is that we're not here to berate that very human primal part of us. We're there to almost imagine it as like an animal who has got suddenly freaked out. Okay, we're not going to now yell at it and be really angry with it and go, "What on earth are you doing here?" We're going to go like, "It's okay, you know, I've got this. I know this situation's okay. Like, I've got you. You know, we're going to come alongside it." And that's really one of the first steps, okay? Because inevitably, when you start to go to the edge of what is known, and, you know, journeying into who you truly are, shedding the layers of all the stuff that isn't you, but that's been you for a long time, you're going to come to the edge of the known at some point. And so this human primal self is going to kick off. And being able to recognize that and not be surprised by it, and be able to almost put an arm around it and go, "It's okay. I know you're freaking out. I know you don't understand this. I know that you've got nothing tangible to put your trust in at the moment, but it's okay. I've got this." Okay. So that's like the first stage is we really imagine bringing our arm around that human primal self as it's freaking out as we get to the edge. And alongside that, we develop this really strong connection with our higher mind. We learn to navigate what it is to use our imagination and creativity and intuition to really lead us in the journey to our most authentic, fulfilled life. And I'll talk about the connection to that and how we develop that in another episode. But for today, I really wanted to introduce this concept because it's one of those things that when we know it, we can not get caught up in the cycle of that, feeling inspired, almost seeing the next version of ourselves, seeing this like life that we want to create and the person that we want to be, and it feeling out of touch because we can kind of glimpse it, but then this primal brain pulls us back. And I've been in this cycle many times. Most people operate in this cycle of kind of glimpsing it, being pulled back, glimpsing it, being pulled back. And with every time you kind of get a bit more battle weary. And so almost just accepting that this is part of our makeup as human beings, recognizing that the primal brain will throw a lot of things your way, but it doesn't make them true. Okay, it's literally, I want you to imagine, it's like the desperate last bids at battle, and it's just like, oh, I've run out of ammunition now, so I'm just going to pick up this random rock and I'm going to start hurling that, and it doesn't matter that it's not relevant to you, it's just I'm going to do anything to try and stop you. Okay, so recognize that what it's saying to you in that moment is not true, it's not relevant for the most part, and so being able to tune out of what actually it's saying and see it for the kind of scared, just trying to protect you role that it's trying to do. So coming alongside it, sending it some love and compassion. Imagine it's a scared little dog that you're stroking, and you're like, it's okay, I'm here, I'm just going to sit here with you, like, I've got this. Okay, it's that kind of energy that we want to bring to it. And what you tend to find is that it might still be a little bit like, oh, I'm still a bit freaked out, but it will relinquish. Okay, the more times we do this, the easier it becomes to navigate. So I am at the stage now where I can really feel the primal brain kick in, and I can really imagine it as this scared dog sat in the corner, and I have such huge compassion and an understanding for it now, and it's like, it's okay, you can come along with me on the journey, I can carry you in a backpack, or you can stay there safe in the corner, that's fine, but I've got this and we're going to keep moving. So I just wanted to introduce you to that concept today of recognizing that we have these two different parts of the mind, and this whole journey is going to cause a disruption between those two things. That's what we want. That's where the growth and expansion happens. But that's all part of the process, and we get to navigate it in a way that is, it's really beautiful to be able to do that for ourselves. So do let me know your key takeaways from this. I love to hear how this has shown up in your life, what you almost imagine the human primal part of the brain to be like, and your experiences of what it is to tap into your higher mind. So look forward to hearing from you, and I will catch you on the next episode. Bye for now.